edition. Guess who's here? The OGs of wrestling. Ain't no competition, we report, you gon' listen. Never no mercy, we bring the ring to the streets. If you don't know, you better find out off the ropes. Here to prove a point, number one in the league. Bet you don't wanna tussle with us, know where to hide or run. Step in the ring, you're done, you're never stepping out again.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
Off the ropes, representing that 617 area.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
No other podcast out here more scarier.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
Wrestling entertainment news reported by the Bears.
So you're back on the wolf pack. You might wind up in a body bag.
Took your chances, now it's time to show you what's on. In the ring, off the ropes, best believe that we strong. Day in, day out, off the ropes for life. Shiznit, E-Wiz, Fast Crew on the mic. In town, be the city where we make our own rules. Stomping, no, you can't fit our shoes. Off the ropes, a crowd pleaser, conquering like Caesar. Lean on us like Pizza when you need your wrestling re-up.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
Off the ropes, representing that 617 area.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
No other podcast out here more scarier.
So you're back on the wolf pack.
Wrestling entertainment news reported by the Bears.
So you're back on the wolf pack. You might wind up in a body bag.
Good, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Off the Top Rope Podcast. I'm your main man, your main host is Lansky, aka Blackheart, aka Trail, the whole 9 yards, gear, all that other good stuff. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Anchor for giving us a podcast platform that we need to make a podcast happen here for OTTR. If you haven't, and more likely that you should, we got a brand new special episode dropping today at 3 p.m. on Anchor, on the multi-podcast platform and YouTube of our guest from last night's After Dark show, who was Sean Patrick O'Brien, the almighty SPO. He joined us yesterday with me and E-Dukes. We had a fun time, man. We had a great conversation. We caught up with him, see what he was doing during the last time that he was here. So thank you, SPO, for jumping on the show with us. And please like, share, and subscribe button here for OTTR on YouTube. Hashtag OTTR, hashtag support OTTR, hashtag support local podcasts, the whole 9 yards, the whole shebang bang. And follow us everywhere, social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Off the Top Rope Podcast. Follow our podcast here on Anchor, Breaker Podcast, Google Podcast, Radio Public Podcast, Spotify, SoundCloud, Podbean as well. So hit that favorite, hit that subscribe, man. Listen to these episodes, man. We got a lot of hidden gems in there, man. And we got a lot of funny skits coming your way. I by myself, they all got busy today. Today's one hectic Saturday for a majority of us. But the show must go on. So I had to call in a few favors. And last but not least, I got my special co-host with me today, filling some of those slots. You met him before. He's been on the show plenty of times before. And he's slowly coming back into the independent scene himself. So give it up for the headmaster of his buzzing with Warlow. Give it up for my man. Give it for my man, my main man, my motherfucking American prodigy himself, Warren Marlowe. He's joined us today.
How's it going, man? I love the intro, man. Always welcome. Thank you.
Oh man, everything's everything. Yeah, man. So yeah, today we just kind of had to end up getting caught up with some other stuff, and then do some stuff in like a couple of hours. So I was like, damn, I had to do a recording today. So I was like, and then I thought about doing this whole partner interruption segment. You know, if some of you fans who actually watch ESPN during days, partner interruption comes on at 5:30. Those are my guys, Mike Wilborn and Tony Kornheiser. I had to get that little energy in here today. I'm like, you know what? It's probably cool if I get one of my grandsons to come on the show today. So Warren, you're here today.
Hey, man. I guess to help you out to cover this wonderful week of wrestling. I literally just got done watching the Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns match, and I gotta say I was very impressed.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into SmackDown in a little bit, but we're gonna jump at the beginning of the week. So you may not probably some of the things, but if you did watch the highlights and stuff like that, then you pretty much will be okay. But for Raw just itself, Raw's has been all over the damn place. So let me just go down what happened on Raw this past week. Braun Strowman, before he even comes out, him and McIntyre having a conversation in the back, and basically Strowman is putting McIntyre before he goes out there saying he don't need his help, and they go out. Braun Strowman versus T-Bar and Mace. T-Bar and Mace just has this leftover Michael Mojo Rawley face glue paint that he had last year. And it on these two this year to try to make it seem like they're the new version of Legion of Doom almost. And I'm saying to myself, no. It looked more like a counterfeit Warriors video game if I ever saw one. But not about that. Braun Strowman defeats T-Bar and Mace via disqualification in the handicap match. T-Bar attacking Strowman after the match was over. Drew McIntyre comes out to make the save, and it turns into a tag team match during the commercial break. After that, as the match progressed, T-Bar and Mace had both defeated Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre by countout. Strowman got angry at McIntyre after the match and took him out with a power slam. Ugh. This whole T-Bar and Mace tag team thing, Vince McMahon had already killed off the tag team division already. Like there's no tag team that's left on Monday Night except for the Viking Raiders. Because you already kiboshed the whole Hurt business thing. New Day, as much as we love, I know certain people don't want to keep seeing it on television, always winning, even though that's probably going to be the case. And there's not many tag teams that they have in WWE, period. Besides, if you look at the NXT roster, they have more in the developmental system than what they do in the main television roster, which is so asinine. So Vince McMahon, stop killing off tag team fucking wrestling. And I gotta pull this one out my ass for E Dukes. I'm giving this whole thing a 2 shits and a toilet seat flush. So shout out to Dukes for that one, okay? Next, we got The Miz, John Morrison, and Elias and Jackson Riker performing. And shout out to Crew for these. Miz and Morrison, who's been, I guess, been on fire since last year, ever since they kind of come together, but I want to talk about them today. I just said, and I would keep saying it to you, Carew, this whole thing is trash. Hey, ho, ho. But yeah, they, hey, hop, the bullshit diss song that they made towards Bad Bunny when he was there for the last few months. Unplugged. So they're doing the whole Jay-Z MTV Unplugged thing. No. Okay, these guys cannot fucking do it. I would not see this on my television screen, and that's a black man. I felt offended. Because you see how many other people MTV Unplugged back in the day when that when that TV was popular, they had stars come on the show and they perform hits, release music. And that's something I loved about MTV's Unplugged. They're making a mockery out of this thing, so I cannot accept this. But you want to know what's least that's more crazy and more kiddish acceptable? Damian Priest and New Day coming out throwing tomatoes at them. Okay? They throw tomatoes. Like, this was like a boring-ass concert. You know what this kind of reminded me of, Warren? No funny shit? This reminded me of 1999. The Rock, Stone Cold. Stone Cold comes out with the beer truck and sprays everyone the fuck down. Uh-huh. This is the rated VY7 of WWE in that one segment. And I said, if you're a 5-year-old that like this shit, then I feel sorry for the main actual adults who actually watches and like this shit. Because I said, you guys are child-minded. And that's not the case. They're insulting your intelligence again. Thank you. They're insulting your intelligence again, folks. They need to stop. Damian Priest and New Day end up defeating The Miz and Jackson Riker. They get Sonya Deville saying to Adam Pearce, rush to suspend Charlotte Flair's actions from last week. He wanted to hear Charlotte's side of the story, which ended up coming out, where she ended up sneaking Charlotte back into the arena, going and escorting straight out and having to apologize to the referee, Eddie, which I'm surprised referee actually has names besides Mike Chioda and Dave Hebner for that matter, but half the other referees we don't even fucking even know because WWE doesn't talk about them. They call them irrelevant. Pierce in the so Charlotte comes out, issues an apology to Eddie, Adam Pierce, and WWE management for her wrongdoing. Referee Eddie just accepts her apology, which that was fabricated bullshit. Sign this says Charlotte had paid her $100,000 fine and her suspension has been lifted. She says she'll have a match later tonight with referee Eddie being a referee in her match, but Charlotte demanded an apology from the referee. Gave her one. Why is the referee apologizing to Charlotte? I thought the referees were like the law, the police in the ring. Why is the referee apologizing to Charlotte even though clearly Charlotte was in the wrong by even attacking an official anyway? It doesn't matter what the fuck that you look at it. This whole booking situation with Raw is abysmal garbage. It's hot fucking garbage. And I know what Deuce will be saying, the Omni Flare. And give it a nice little fart sound at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So this whole Charlotte thing, it's just like it's getting overboard. What's out on their throats? We don't want to see that. We want to see new people trying to up that rank to try to be the next set of stars. Sorry for Charlotte. I mean, I know she's the pinnacle up there. How much does she have left? Or how much time is she going to tell us, like, okay, like, you know what? WWE is really not what the fuck. I mean, I've done everything. I did everything. Now I need to go somewhere else and put up a new challenge. I'm saying this is going to get old real quick, real fast. Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman got announced for the main event of Raw. If Strowman wins, he'll be added to the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania Backlash. Dear WWE, erase the WrestleMania part that is over with and just only highlight Backlash, please. Stop this. Like, I don't understand what this company is doing. Like, we need, like, the aftermath eulogy of a pay-per-view, and this is the eulogy part right here. I don't understand that. Still don't. I don't give a fuck what no one says. Call me hypocritical, but I was brought on the old days where WrestleMania was done. We had right into Backlash. We had right into Backlash with the Judgment Day. Judgment Day, this, that, King of the Ring, X, Y, Z. Now we're going to get like some spoofy-ass secondary subtitle title for these pay-per-views. Like coming up, like they're supposed to have some type of significant meaning, which they don't. It just don't. The United States Champion Sheamus, it's just an open challenge. Alberto Carrillo did come out, accept his challenge once again. They fought before the belt could even ring. Her brother Carrillo had took out Sheamus this time. So I guess they built up a program between Sheamus and brother Carrillo for the United States Championship. And more likely, that's probably going to go down at Backlash as well. MVP said that WWE Champion Bobby Lashley felt disrespected for not being consulted about Braun Strowman potentially being added to the WWE title match at Backlash. I'm not saying this whole WrestleMania Backlash podcast. This is fucking stupid. Lashley said that he'll be watching their match up close and will walk out of WrestleMania Backlash still the WWE champion. So this could be a pretty good scenario if that ever happens. Randy Orton said Riddle kind of earned his respect last week and wants to give their tag team RK Bro a chance that night. So some people might actually, yeah, pretty much. Hold on for 1 second. Sorry, that was our beloved Uncle Fats asking was there an actual show. And I was like, maybe if he actually jumped your ass on in there. But let's just see what the fuck he says first. But anyway.
Oh yeah. You good, man. But
yeah.
the RK Bro thing.
Go ahead, man.
Honestly, it's been put together. I kind of like it a little bit. Give something different. But the only thing I'm trying to figure out is what is Orton? Is Orton the bad guy or is he the good guy anymore? And I guess that's what his character right now. It's not based off his reactions. It's based off of what he's doing. Orton's always been a bad guy that's been personified as a good guy. So honestly, we should never expect the big main turn for him to ever turn good guy again. So on my scenario on that, the Riddle thing, I have never really been a fan of Riddle. And
Really?
the reason why is I'm old school. I don't like the barefoot ordeal.
Okay.
And I could tell the boy could go. He could really work in the ring, and he's really good at telling stories and some things like that. But I will tell you his worst strength is his promos. And when you talk about the throwing tomatoes thing, we know what Riddle is. We know what Riddle does. And it's amazing how they're actually letting him be that character on TV when they're sitting there basically PGing everything else. So it's like, okay, is Riddle really this dumb? Or, they're letting him just act like the typical smooth, cool guy? Because we all know that look. Like, literally. So it's just like, I keep asking myself every time I watch Riddle is like, what is Riddle's gimmick? And I guess obviously a solid worker. I don't know what character kind of personify he is on it. I've been seriously wondering this for the whole time since he's been on the main roster. I just feel like he can just put on good matches. But I don't see him as like a main card guy because obviously his promos are not that great, but he's all around. He's funny. And I've got that part, but it's like I don't know what his persona is.
His persona is kind of like a cool surfer smoker. So have you ever watched a movie?
Yeah.
With Dave Chappelle? So he's the guy with the tie-dye t-shirt with the flip-flops.
Okay.
So that's what they're trying to make his character feel.
But I'm saying like how they like PG like how you said it gave you that vibe, the Stone Cold Beer Bash thing. Why are they letting Riddle have that thing? Because obviously that's easier more to comprehend and figure out than, if they would have thrown like lit alcohol or something on the people for that little whatever concert. I guess that's what that was. But the funny thing on that whole scenario too is my daughter loves Miz and Morrison. And for some weird reason, she loves that song. Hey, hey, the ho ho.
Oh
thing.
no!
She loves that song.
Carew, you just gained a little buddy over here too. Cause I don't know how y'all two got some crazy ass ears, but
my daughter
no, I can't.
She listens to that thing, man. She will jam out to that. But hey, hot pop. It's okay, but I love the duo between Miz and Morrison. That's cool. I'll finish with that part. I love what they're doing, and what they did at WrestleMania was really good. I mean, that is what a proper heel is supposed to do. Put your guys over. And obviously, Bad Bunny was not the best mechanical worker, and obviously not really knowing what wrestling was, but he worked his ass off, and he showed his strengths. And Miz and Morrison got it out there. So I got respect on them on that. But back to the Riddle and RK Bro thing, I want to see where it's going to go. I feel like this will be a chance for Riddle to get shine or whatever else they're trying to do with Riddle. That's the one thing I just wondered. Because, I mean, obviously, Orton's the big-time veteran. And I'm telling you, still to this day, there's nobody going hotter and heavier than Orton in any storyline right now, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a big Orton fan or whatever, but I can understand where his scenarios and everything is. And I'm glad the Fiend and all that crap is out of the way now, because that was starting to get a little mushy at the end.
Oh, well, we'll get into the Fiend, and we'll get into the Fiend part about that in a little bit. Let's just move forward with it real quick. Angel Garza to get off and Nia Jax backstage. Nia attacks Mandy Rose with the files that told her to put them in water. This whole Nia Jax thing, this whole Nia Jax Mandy Rose issue is starting to come a little bit damn diminishing for my taste. Even watching the Angel Garza just been, I guess, they're having Angel Garza going after BBWs now. And Uncle Fast, who just recently joined the show, he should know about this.
Yes, I do know about this, and I'm proud of Andrew Garza for coming to the light.
Well, first off, can you say hello to your beloved fans and
Oh,
say
I'm
hello to
sorry.
Warren too?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Warren. First of all, hello.
You doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Good to hear you. And hello to the family, to the listeners, yeah. Today's a good day. But as I was saying, Andrew Garza really put a smile on my face because he showed me.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Uncle Fast is choking on the chicken bone back there. You got something to say real quick? Yep, and I knew it, man. He choked on the damn chicken bone.
Hey, man, you know what we've always said. Vince gives pretty shitty gimmicks, and obviously they're not well thought of before they do them. Angel Garza is doing what the best they can of it. And if I'm right, I think everyone's still portraying Angel Garza as like the new Eddie Guerrero. Obviously, there's never going to be another Eddie Guerrero, but I guess that's what they're wanting to try to do with him. And obviously with the Express of the Horizon, because you know how, let's be real, how everyone is really soft-hearted on what we say or what we act on and in life and stuff now. I think they're doing the Nia Jax story just to basically not to offend people. So I don't know what they're really doing with it, but I don't know. There's only so much you can do.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like you might be. I'm gonna say you might be on the right path when it comes to that one. The whole that kind of messed a lot of things up.
I think that's
cool.
why
Everything over, man.
is the way it is because we don't. WWE out of all places is not trying to offend anyone.
But you know how many times have they? But you know how many times that company have been offended people for 40 years?
Yeah, but that was before all this BS started, bro. You have to understand. Like,
case in point, why do you think Pico had to go back and look at all them damn archives and videos and shit like that just to try to censor it now?
That's because of what Warren just said, because of this whole cancellation
cancel
generation cancel culture that's going on. I call it cancel generation.
Yeah, they got contract. They've basically got headlines where they have to impress the viewerships, but they cannot offend them in any possible way either. Back then, USA, and I mean, and if anyone's ever watched the documentary with Stone Cold, he changed the landscape of wrestling in ways.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's made it harder for people to evolve to the next generation because now, could we play something what Stone Cold done in the 90s? Over in this generation? Heck no, because everyone has got something to say upon something now in wrestling, period.
Plus, not only on top of that, to piggyback on what you just stated, the time where Stone Cold made his mark, it was like a representation of everybody being fed up. You had one guy who literally pretty much not only spoke for a quote unquote like locker room, but he kind of spoke for everybody who was kind of pissed off, angry at their boss, angry at people. I mean, let's be real. When he won King of the Ring and he did that whole Austin 316 said, I just whooped your ass, people fail to realize that night going into that Monday changed wrestling forever.
Of course.
We've never seen so many signs of Austin 316. I just whooped your ass. I just whooped your ass. You got kids going into school saying this shit, bro. Like, no lie. This is before the If You Can Smell What the Rock is Cooking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the Game Triple H. Like, Austin really set the pinnacle for the I don't give a shit movement.
Okay. Wait. All right, wait. Now, let me throw in one thing before we move on. Austin did catalyze this thing, but look at what the NWO did on the other channel, too. They actually started. Both of them started at the same particular time in 1996. Both of them.
They made the cool thing.
So both of them rocket shit, both wrestling to new heights of both companies before professional wrestling as in general.
But what it was that what if you really look at it, you're absolutely correct. But when you look at the dynamics between the two, you had WWE who had one major star who turned it around, right? And
Okay.
made it like, oh, I'm an individual who can tell my boss to tell people to go fuck themselves. Then
Okay.
on Turner on TNT, you
It
got
was
a
like
group
you
of
didn't get the
motherfuckers.
whole goody two shoes shit the way that you
Yeah,
got on the other channel. You got
right,
real competition, you got real names, and then you got better storylines. But the one catalyst was Hulk Hogan had never until that day.
right. And
And that's
so
what turned the
it was
whole
like you
wrestling
had your
world
hero.
upside fucking down. It's like
Right,
it's like the phrase hell has a fishy froze over.
right.
Yeah.
So what that did was that opened up the doors for people to be like, oh shit, if my childhood hero could be a badass and join one of the biggest groups in the world, like joining one of the biggest gangs in the hood, then guess what? What you either love me or you hate me. So now you got two guys who has a good side, but they got this mean streak that's been in them for years. And anybody that has followed wrestling for over 10 years or even over 15 years would know that, at some point in time, Austin was a good guy. He wasn't always Stone Cold. He was Stutter Steve Austin. He was part of the Hollywood Blondes with Brian Pillman. He's had his feud. You know what I'm saying? He went through his looks, even being from NWA to WCW to ECW, now to WWE's or WWF/WWE. Then you got Hogan, who was the face of the WWF, heading into the before they became WWE, and then goes over to WCW and literally lights that bitch on fire. Like it just fucked everybody up. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot that I guess Peacock and this cancer culture were thinking like, oh, we can't go through that again. But you're not understanding. You bottling this shit up is gonna make it worse. You're not only fucking up a good thing, you're gonna make this shit explode to where nobody's gonna give a shit about this cancer culture shit.
Well,
You know
let's
what I'm
just move.
saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot, bro. But
It's
Andrew
like the
Garza, I
thing,
love him,
man.
bro.
If people weren't so offended on everything that is said or done now, I feel like wrestling could be easier to entertain and be able to adapt more to a newer evolution. But the way everything is now, it's where should we do that? We got to go through like 9 different viewers to make sure this is okay.
Yeah,
Or go
everybody's
to
talking.
or you gotta get special permission from the parent company saying that is this acceptable for us to program on our show? If it's not,
Yep.
then let us. You know what I'm saying? Hence why a
So
lot of
can
these
I ask
parent
y'all
companies
guys a
will be like,
question?
yo, you can't do this, you can't do that, this, that, and the third. But
So can I ask
this
you guys a
whole
question
cancel
about
culture
that?
thing, this whole cancel culture topic could be an after dark episode. We can see that in the vault, but we really gotta move forward.
No, I
Okay.
know. I just want to ask you guys one question. Just
Go
one
ahead.
simple question.
Okay.
So with what you just said and what Warren just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
What what do you think do you think that Vince McMahon knew what he was doing when he sold his shit to Peacock? Do you think he knew about this cancel culture shit? Or do you think this is just an opportunity for him to gain more money?
Hmm.
And that's the reason why I keep saying this shit that I'm saying. Like, I agree with y'all. But then we're talking about a man who promised to take his father's company beyond into the next level. So was he aware of what was going to happen if he sold this shit to Peacock? Or was this something that just surprisingly came after? I mean, you give a man $1 billion who's already close to a billionaire, but you just capped him off already, and it's like now some of his greatest moments that put him in the place to where he's at now can't be shown because of cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're accepting it because the money's right. You get what I'm saying? So
I think the best thing to explain that one too is if y'all remember the Stone Cold podcast, the one where he did an episode with Vince, and he asked him, "What is different with wrestling now?" Vince said it. he catered to the millennials. When he did that, it changed wrestling completely. It changed it to the PG era for a complete long time. And we shame John Cena on so many ways on it, but you could only do the Doctor of Thugonomics for so long because, like you said, you can't be like a something-year-old man in baggy shorts and stuff like that and make it seem like that's going to mean something to it. But when they did the Peacock ordeal, I think at the end of the day, it's all about making money. Period.
Right.
We know that for facts. But I feel like the Peacock ordeal is for him to get his viewership back up because COVID hit everyone, but WWE got dealt a bad hand when they went to the USA Network where there's no fans. Why are we going to put them on TV with no fans in the stands? Like, it's just a bunch of men grappling and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just saying as what people's perspective would be. Like, it just doesn't feel right. That's like watching sports. You don't want to watch sports with no crowd. So it's like they were dealt maybe bad hand, and I think they maybe lost a lot of money with USA and all that stuff of what they were doing. But the thing for Peacock thing is, I feel like that's going to actually help to where the viewerships is not going to be so offended in ways because they're going to put it out before they put it.
Okay.
So I mean, I think it's just to that next step. I mean, I really was upset when they shut the WWE Network down because obviously that's their biggest losing money and obviously their biggest gain. So
right.
I mean,
I was pissed too.
I think that's the only way I could really put it with the Peacock thing because it's still new. So I don't know where it's gonna go.
What I didn't like when they did that is how they switched that shit without those that were already signed up to WWE had to pay for Peacock. Like, that was stupid. My thing was if you already had a subscription with WWE, then that should cancel out your shit for Peacock and you should be all set. So it's like, I get what you're saying.
All right. I'll move forward from that. God damn. Arcade Bro, even though that's a pretty intense topic anyway. Arcade Bro, which consists of Randy Orton and Riddle, defeat Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Why they gotta put our former her business pals as jobbers now? This is ridiculous. But kind of coming together. As Warren said earlier, is Randy gonna play he's gonna play the face. I'm gonna go with Warren on this. He's gonna play the heel in this. He's not gonna fully pose. He's gonna play his part. He'll do the pose in like a few weeks when it gelled up, got some tag team gold. Then you're gonna see it start falling apart. Brady hit him with an arc, boom, and some crazy shit. Then they have the one-on-one match that we probably might actually would like to see on great stipulation circumstances. That's why I see this. But, this is just give Brady a program to work with, is that the whole Fiend thing is kind of finished for him. So they got to do something with him. Even though he's supposed to take a vacation, so we wasn't going to see him on TV for a little bit, but I guess decided to change their mind. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke threw a bucket of water at Nia Jax and made her fall.
Good.
Oh, my God.
Good. I mean... Look, I love Nia Jax, don't get me wrong. But
that's your baby, we get it.
Huh?
I said, that's your baby. That's your baby girl, we get it.
That is my fucking baby. And Andrew Garza, I said my girl again.
I think Nia Jax came up with this storyline with them and Dana Brooke. I really feel like that was one of their ideas coming off of this.
This idea to recycle Alexa Bliss and her issue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how that was, and this is the same thing.
Yeah. And it'll be over before you know it. My thing is, I want to see her go for the title. I'm tired of seeing Nia Jax with the tag team titles. If you're going to be dominant like that, then be dominant the right way and claim your dominance. This tag team
and not hurt people in that ring too.
Right. Well, that too.
That's the thing. I mean, if she was more careful, I think she would have been safe. But she gave people too many concussions and shit like that. And then you know how concussions are.
That's like with Seth. And y'all see how Seth has changed his wrestling. because of some of the stuff that he's done. It's just you have to change up. You can't always stay with what you got if it's not safe. I guess that's the best way to put it.
You tell the truth, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be honest with you, I think Nia Jax would probably be the one of the main card holders right now, if obviously all that issues didn't happen. But I mean, it is wrestling, and it's not like you're out there dancing circles in the ballet. It does hurt, and you sign up for it when you get in that ring. So it's on both people, but yes, you don't go out there to hurt somebody deliberately. I mean, I don't think anyone would do that, but you have to protect the person that you're in there with. So yes, I agree with that.
Maybe. Next we got the Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley and the Tag Team Champions Nia Jax saying that basically defeating Asuka, Wanda, and me. After the promo from Alexa Bliss said that Lily, the little doll that she debuted a couple weeks ago, is her best friend, as well as the devil and the angel. Alexa then says that Lily is getting restless, hanging out, and thinks it's time to release Lily on the rest of the WWE. So intertwining it now. This Fiend Darkness version of Alexa Bliss now is going to start having some matches. There's going to be some CG Peter Eye imaging shit involved into it, or it could be just some still shit, flash back and forth shit. But no Fiend this week. But yeah, as Warren said earlier, thank God that they kind of started with the Fiend, but what they're going to do next with him, that's really a coin flip in the fucking air, because there's there's two unfinished stories in this book that he can finish off, but one of them he just got done with. So I don't know what the direction that they're going to have with Bray Wyatt and the Fiend right now, as far as this Alexa Bliss game goes.
This is the opportunity to see your girl become her own entity.
She's coming of herself.
Yeah,
I mean, usually, but is she going to have the same moveset as Bray's?
No. Yes and no.
I don't.
That's the only question mark that I have, is that how they going to play, or how they going to tell that story in the ring to build her up for her size to be this Minnesota do not fuck with me bitch.
Because she's still gonna have that Bray Wyatt mentality, but it's gonna be her own little twist. You're gonna see her mention like the Sister Abigail shit, because you gotta understand she screwed Bray Wyatt over.
Alexa Bliss had evolved into a Gengar.
well, but you also gotta understand that's part of the storyline. So it's kind of like things relevant.
Hit him with the hypnosis and hit the dream meter on him.
Right. So it's like for me, it's like in her character, because right now what they did for her was very smart.
They saved Alexa Bliss, man. I'm telling you right now, when they came in the main roster, when she first got there, Alexa Bliss was not a main card performer. Nope. Period.
Nope. I didn't think so either. But there was certain matches that she proved it, that she got it, is just letting her do it on that basis where, okay, we gonna need to build you up to be that, but she wasn't built up the right way.
Right.
And that's why and that's why when you just said that, that's why people don't respect her like that. When they respect her now because of what she evolved into. Like you said, people can't stay the same way forever, right? So what's Alexa Bliss going to start doing? She gonna have to start evolving her damn self. That's why I asked her what her moveset is. Her moveset is gonna be like the Fiend. Let me do the whole flip off the top anymore as part of a finish. Now she's gonna probably hit Abigail now.
Mm-hmm. Just out of the respect.
Y'all said there are two stories that are still like on an edge right now. They could hold this sucker all the way until next year's WrestleMania if they really wanted to be like, because now you got people in the gap sitting there going, oh man, I wonder what is going to happen with this. And it actually will help them build it up.
I mean, true, but I highly doubt that one, only because you know how these dirt sheets play out.
Yeah,
and that's what fucked up the whole thing. I'm sorry to be the one to actually say it, because now you're giving people more in-depth behind the scenes about what the fuck is actually happening, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, you were a kid right now, 5 years old, you don't know nothing about those damn dirt sheets. You know what I'm saying? You're following, but what the fuck is on the television?
Yeah, but
It's,
this is
you know,
something that
and
we've been waiting
it's when
for
they get
years,
older
bro.
and when they want to start understanding the wrestling business as a whole, not just for what we see on television. That's what's pivotal.
See, that goes back to what we were saying, that they're catering to the millennials now, because now there's so much behind the scenes. You don't know what's real or what's not anymore. That's the biggest thing with wrestling in general, in my
Technically,
opinion. And I feel like that's why everybody's so high on, the other brand now, is because there's not all the behind the scenes on that. They're literally just showing what's on the TV. They're not showing everything behind it.
They're giving you the promos that you're supposed to have, and they're keeping the storyline to a minimum to where you have to focus on who's wrestling the right way, who's doing shit the right way. Like, they're keeping the shit that WWE should have kept secret. You know what I'm saying? Because you have those veterans that have been there for over 10 years in WWE. So now you're coming over to a new company where you can thrive and help out a younger, hungry generation of pro wrestlers, not superstars, not entertainers, wrestlers.
We're out of the superhero stage. If everybody wants to be real, wrestling is not about the superhero look anymore. And we've seen it all first at hand now. And I think Vincent has still got that booking mindset of, oh, we got real life superheroes. There's really no one really out there right now that is built up to look like a Hulk Hogan or something like that anymore. So
because they're not going to allow it. They're not going to allow it. They're not trying to do what they did with Stone Cold, The Rock, and John Cena right now. Those are the only three wrestlers that turn into movie stars, and that's what they're going to fucking be. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have the power now to say, no, we're going to build you to be just like this, but you have to maintain and obligate to still come back and do this for us. So, hence why John Cena has booked for next year's WrestleMania. Not the one in Texas, but the one that's in LA 2 years from now. Yep. They already booked him for that one already. They already pre-planned this whole shit out. Why do you think for so many people that decide to come back and serve WrestleMania is why? Because they are still contractually obligated to do that. Faithful to that damn company.
They're going to draw regardless. That is the biggest thing everybody doesn't understand. If you bring a John Cena, The Rock on that show, guess what? You're going to sell out. Period.
Right.
Yeah,
Period.
but now that company now has the power to say what Mace is not a full-blown movie star. Why do you think Cena before him? If you can answer me,
even Randy Orton,
your whole case is smooth. But listen, Randy had only done one movie, and that was 12 rounds, round 2. And believe me, I've had that DVD before.
But I'm saying he took a crack at it. He's one that could be possibly in that same realm, but he's too vital to the company.
But the only person now that I think that be able to do that is Roman.
Yeah. I agree with you on
that's
that.
The only one clearly that's going to be the next rocket shit that might actually hit Hollywood and then boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. If he does do that, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going to fucking go on. I really am. I really am. I'm the reason why I'm saying this is because I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be a wrestler forever. You got to think about other ventures, but you're at a pinnacle in your career right now where you can not only become the face, but you can also change shit. The reason why I don't like The Rock because The Rock had that opportunity.
All right, yo, guys, make this your last. We're still stuck on. Wait, guys, we're still stuck on Raw. We have an hour 20 minutes. I mean, I know that we got mad time, but we still got 3 more other shows to cover up too, and we're still stuck on Raw. Let me bang this one out, and then we gotta move on to the next one real quick. All right, main event, which was Braun Strowman. Strowman ended up defeating Drew McIntyre at the Bobby Lashley MVP. T-Bar and Mace got involved in this match. So now the whole championship match for WrestleMania Backlash, stupid, is a triple threat match now between Braun, Drew, and Bobby. Now, as for our OTTR champion, which if you actually follow all social medias and stuff like that, we had made us a new belt. So that, maybe we're going to see a nice little friendly little competition between that and now who's actually going to walk up with the WWE Championship now and after you add Braun into the mix. Who you guys got, by the way?
Oh man, I was wondering what the heck I was doing for WrestleMania with Braun. So doing something with him now because I felt like he fell off so bad in so many storylines. So it's like I hope and pray it's not going to be Drew. I'm being honest. I like what they're doing with Bobby.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bobby as well. I kind of feel like this is just another way to kind of get the views. I'm gonna disagree with Warren on that last thing with Braun Strowman. I kind of feel like they're trying to make him like the modern Big Show. And I get it, but I don't get it. But it's like you got a guy who literally did everything that you asked for and then some. He's been a heel, he's been a babyface, he's been a heel. He's done the whole bullshit and the gimmicks and the whole nine. Let him be great. If you want him to go against Bobby Lashley, let him go against Bobby Lashley and let the best man win. You made Braun Strowman look like a bitch to Bobby Lashley. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but you made him seem like everything that he had worked hard for could not do anything to Bobby Lashley. And I respect Bobby Lashley, and I've been a fan of Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley can't be beat. And if you want competition, to bring the competition to where it's supposed to be. Don't cater to it. Yeah, it's been over 16 years since he got a title. Okay, cool. Okay, fine. But everybody's here to become a champion. Let that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? If we all know that it's Bobby Lashley's time, that's fine. That's fine. So if people don't like it, then you know what? That's tough because every other wrestler had to go through the same shit. Mm-hmm. Multiple triple threat matches, stupid ass matches that they did not want to do, but they had to do it. So is he going through his fair share of ups and downs as being a champ? Hell yeah. I just hope that if and when he loses it, he doesn't lose it on no bullshit. That's my only problem. Mm-hmm. Don't treat him dirty, you know what I'm saying, compared to everybody else that lost it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because WWE has a way of treating their African wrestlers like shit. So I'm really surprised that Lashley is still holding on to the belt for this long. I really am. I'm not afraid to say that.
Real quick.
Make this your last point because we move on to NXT too.
Huh?
I said your last point because we got to move on to NXT.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing I want to throw in is yes, winning the title means something, but it's about the defending, and I feel like that's what builds a champion. And I think that's what they're thinking of. Oh, if we can have Bobby Lashley go against Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman, that makes him even stronger in ways. So I think that's what mentality they think on it. Well, I don't know really, but I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna pan out.
I'm here too. I can't wait for May 20th, which will be WrestleMania Backlash. Let's go into NXT. Let's go into Tuesdays. This is the second week that NXT is by themselves. See how they do. Martinez had defeated Dakota Kai via disqualification after Raquel Gonzalez interfered, big boot to the face, and she punched him in the face, by the way. So that's going to be geared up to be a nice-ass match. I want to see this. Tommaso Ciampa and check out the Grizzled Young Veterans. So I guess they're going to start a program with them. But this whole Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa combination, I know they're both my guys, but I don't see as a tag team. I see Timothy Thatcher and why have they pulled the trigger on that? Next we got Isaiah Swerve. Scott said that he'll on Rough next week and he'll pick the stipulation. He chose a false count anyway match. And then the next match afterwards we got Zayda Raymer and Tony Storm after Zoe Starks causes a distraction. So this whole Tony Storm, y'all girl in the in the chat, y'all know who y'all are. Zoe Starks' rivalry. I guess this was the British start their rivalry off for themselves and give them both something to do, which I'm okay with. But the execution was slacking, and so that was abysmal. at best. Bronson Reed defeats Austin Theory to earn a rematch against Johnny Gargano for the NXT North Championship. Then we get an announcement that Finn Balor will return next week. Imperium defeats Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. Alex O'Rourke was gonna hit Dane with a steel chair, but he couldn't. He didn't have the heart to do it. I just don't know why. I guess we're gonna smell a babyface move out of him. Probably gonna smell a babyface move out of him and gonna replace him with somebody else. Maybe.
Remember, they used to be in the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Who used to be a tag team?
Wolf and Dane. Remember, they were Insanity.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I'd have to say this is the second time NXT has really made me smile.
I haven't finished the rest of the card yet, sir. Can I finish?
Yeah, you can. I just wanted to say that.
Okay, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I just said I'm just really surprised how like these last week and this week they really had two great shows. I'm not gonna lie, they really shocked the shit out of me.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's fine, you know. Next, we get Cameron Grimes go himself a nice ass watch, but someone told him it's not worth $1 million. Then that someone's built to be the WWE Hall of Fame, the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. So now they're gonna start a program with the two of them. Ah!
Mm-hmm.
But I heard in the podcast with Ted DiBiase was on, he didn't even know who the hell the guy even was. I was like, damn. I was like, damn, no respect.
No, that's good though. That's
you know,
good. That's good.
They don't watch this stuff like repetitively anymore. We know that.
It's not fun
Like,
for them
that
anymore,
was funny,
bro. We know these OGs don't like it, bro. But that's you know, I don't blame.
I love Cameron Grimes.
I don't like Cameron Grimes. I'm sorry, but I kind of feel like the two of them together, I think that would help Cameron Grimes' character and kind of give him like boost his morale. Because I could kind of see him being that country $1 million type man that's kind of annoying. Because that's how Ted DiBiase was when he was wrestling. So I could kind of see the similarity in some cases, but who knows? But I'm not a Cameron Grimes fan. I just can't get into it. But seeing that promo,
shooting off in the mood.
Yeah, see that shit. See what you just did, bro. That irks my ears, bro. When you do, when I hear that shit,
the same way how I feel Mr. Morris's rap. Okay, so I understand.
It's trash. Bro.
At least the good thing is about me that you'll be hearing me priming up Cameron. That was my guy too. As you see in the previous episode, I hated that shit, and then he looked like someone that you can see from American Horror Story.
Oh God.
That was exactly what I said when I first got wind of him. I was like, he looks like someone that can be part of that damn show. He looks the damn part. He's not a fucking caveman. He can be who's the super villain from Gotham? Damn it, it's a tongue.
You talking about Bane? You talking about Bane?
No, the other one that happened. The one team with Jerome, Scarface. Scarecrow and got out of Arkham Asylum using some serum that and he hypnotized them. Oh, the Mad Hatter. Excuse me.
Oh, you talking about Jim Carrey's
Oh, that's the Riddler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the TV show that used to be on Fox back in the day. That was the prequel to Batman. So some of y'all that don't know. Yeah. So let me move on real quick. NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus Robert Stone Brand, Aaliyah, well, a fine fucking asset, Jesse Kamea, never started after the champions were attacked by Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell before the match. So that's when they're having the Tag Team Championship match next week on NXT. Adam Cole finally breaks his sign and said Kyle O'Reilly is not the face of NXT and will never take his smart, no matter where he ends up at. Kyle watched the Cole interview in the dark room in the back somewhere, so he's still stalking them out. Diamond Mine is coming to NXT. I regret resistance. I really regret resistance this one. And then we got the main event. Legado del Fantasma end up defeating the NXT Cheetah and the NXT Tag Team Champions MSK. In a minute. The main event was dope. The main event was dope. Al Cole actually breaks his silence, but he's not on the main roster yet. And just so they would have pulled the trigger on him already, but I guess they're going to save him for later. So they're going to probably do something with his heel turn going out to either so maybe Finn Balor when he comes back next week. We don't know. The Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes shoot him out to the moon. Yeah. And I mean, I hated it, but I started to appreciate it because it's funny.
Gimmick. It is a gimmick, and he is doing
well. I know it's a gimmick, and then that gimmick had almost won me over in the past week. Almost, and I was like,
shit?
Yeah, almost. Because it took me a little. No, listen. It took a little while because I used to hate it because the gimmick that he had before, he turned to the rich. I mean, the rich that how I got my money through the whole GameStop stock option shit. You know that gimmick before that was not a gimmick that was trash. This is a gimmick.
He is the true chicken shit heel right now, and I love
it. Thank you. He's better than Miz and Morrison as of right now, and you want me to compare that. And yes, I want to argue with your ass, Carew, about this. I want to argue with Carew about this. If he ever wants the hands, he can get these hands from Braun Strowman.
Yo, bro, fuck Carew.
I know that he's still hot about that. I know that he's still hot about the whole Carew, the whole Carew promo.
Yeah, fuck you, man. Fuck Carew. Carew, fuck you. And if you get on this show anytime soon that I'm on it, I promise you, motherfucker, I am going to whoop your ass on this show. You understand me, Mr. Carew Smith Jr. or Senior, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself? Don't you ever in your life come at me like that, motherfucker. You understand me, Carew? Fuck you. You ain't shit, bitch.
Oh, man. On that, we got to move on to Wednesday night. Let's see what happened on AEW Dynamite.
That's how it started up.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Am I missing something?
You're missing a year worth of back and forth.
You're missing a whole year's worth of beef. Okay, this is beef.
Yeah, this is beef, bro. I came at Carew, and Carew has never been the same since, and he's been
I like it.
Yeah, we've been giving each other concerto shots since day one, and ever since I took his favorite wrestler out of the WWE, and I canceled his favorite tag team, the rest is history, man. And I got proof. Black Hearts to prove. Everybody else on here.
That's why I'm laughing so hard.
The only ones that don't know that wasn't there when it happened was Saba Yeti, Big Mike, and all the other guys that came, but me, Dukes, and Blackheart. Yeah, I let it be known from the jump. If you're gonna represent Jinder Mahal, I'm coming for you. And I took him and Jinder Mahal out, and then I took the Iconics out, and the only thing that he has left is the Miz and Morrison. And every time he gets it, he makes it known that he's firm with that hey, ho shit. And then he comes with facts, which pisses me the fuck off.
Yo, he should to. Oh, man.
I can't get mad. I cannot get mad. Right now, Miz and Morrison is the only thing that's keeping him afloat right now. And it's pissing me the fuck off.
Oh,
fuck you, Carew.
Yo, you're too funny, right? I think WWE had tried getting the Warren, man. They got man. They got the guy.
Yeah, they got him, man.
They try to get to you. They try to get to him to get to you.
They are. But you know why, Blackheart? Because I think we hit the nail on the coffin on our show. No bullshit. I listen to some of the other shows that do what we do, and we're very original. But what I see with the other ones is that they're doing too many Bleacher Reports. It's not enough like rawness or like pure feeling into it, because I kind of feel like it's more on a commercial like type. Like this podcast show is straight raw. We don't give a fuck. And that's why our Mike script cut the fuck off. That's why I would go through the shit that we're going through, and and it's like before you know it, it's gonna be before time when that shit, you know what I'm saying, hit, comes out. So it's like, we have literally hit nails on the coffin, bro. And Blackheart knows, to the point where us making valid points, and I mean straight valid points, and in the midst of us making our valid points, they cut like 2 or 3 people off.
Well, they got Warren back into it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Warren's back. I think WWE had gotten to your microphone, man.
I guess so.
See?
Yeah.
Another Fast was going on the red page too about this thing. So, yeah. Let's just get into AEW, man. Let's jump into Wednesday night. Brian Cage defeated Hangman Adam Page. Page got attacked by Team Taz before the match even started. So now Brian Cage is not the new number 1 contender. Now I'm guessing for the World Heavyweight title. See how that kind of goes, and I don't know what's gonna transpire, but I'm not giving a lost hope. AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, have defeated the Sydal brothers in the tag team eliminator match. SCU, Frankie Kazarian, and Christopher Daniels, then they come out after the match. SCU told Young Bucks that they'll let the new Young Bucks they become, and told them that they are the number 1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Christopher Daniels said that they'll be the ones to take the belts from Young Bucks when they sign on the dotted line. Next, we got Orange Cassidy, Penta. Man, this match was goofy. Somehow, some way, I felt like they're Penta by this booking. I don't know what they're doing with him. It's sad right now. It's sad that now this is one of the weak points in AEW. As much as I like seeing Orange Cassidy, Cassidy gets a thumbs up, but in certain cases where like this, where it should have been the other way around, Penta gonna get it. It should be Penta gonna get it up. I don't know about that. Britt Baker then said that finally she ranks number 1 in the AEW Women's World Title, and she is a matter of time before she gets her match against Hikaru Shida for the championship. Then we get this parlay between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle, and went over the rules for next week's Blood and Guts match, which is basically War Games. Both sides took shots at each other. The Pinnacle gave the advantage. Pinnacle got the advantage for the Blood and Guts match. So basically, if y'all know what War Games is, and y'all should know, this is classic WCW, not the current NXT version of this thing. They actually try to do this thing the right way.
Mm-hmm.
If they do it the right way, we can see a TV high special. And I mean, like, this thing should be able to crack over 1 million views, but maybe somewhere close to it. I'm not telling you too sure. Giving it, but I'm giving it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm just keep my fingers crossed. And hopefully that this main event brought out it tells us a story. This could be the ending of this rivalry, and or this could be the beginning of a new chapter. See how the ratings is the very next night. That's all I want to see.
I said the views on this one's going to be like between 1.3 and 1.5. I'm not going to lie to you. And if I'm wrong, you can quote me on it. But I'm going to say it right now. I see next Wednesday's AEW show viewing at least about between 1.3 and 1.5. This is something everybody's been waiting for, saying that, okay, if this is the WCW of new 2.0, whatever you want to call it, fine. They're going to do better than what NXT has done. You look at the structure, you look at the area that they're working in, they have a bigger space where they can do the stuff that they really want to do. WWE is not doing that. So WWE is staying in the confinement of what they already have, because that's how WWE does things. But you know good and well they're going to copy and paste like they've been doing for like the past 20 years. So we'll see. But mark my words, that's my goal, the numbers that I'm giving for as far as the views. So.
Okay. Good thing. Next we got John Moxley and Eddie Kingston when AEW Impact World Champion Kenny Omega. They placed a steel chair on his ankle and threatened to break it unless Don Callis agreed to give him what they want. Give him a match against Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa next week. Don Callis actually agreed to the match. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. Christian Cage told Taz that he surrounded himself. He rushed around prospect and took the credit to blow up his own ego. Christian told Taz that he would defeat each Taz one by one until they've realized they're better off without him. Christian had already defeated Powerhouse Hobbs. Next is Ricky Starks. I kind of like this. At least it gets his feet wet. The team Taz. Maybe we'll see Christian Cage versus Brian Cage. And Christian Cage versus Brian Cage. Yeah, how tongue twisted is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this would be a good stepping stone to get, to get his footwork in, and then they save him for last. Later on, we're all out. Crowds come back and stuff like that. And for me, I guess my ticket now for AEW now is going to be, I guess, September 9th or something like that. So my tickets, so you might see my ass on television. I can't wait now.
Yeah, and when I see him, I'm like, I know that motherfucker.
I'm like, yeah, we right here, guys. We right here. Sign, saying on the cardboard cutout and shit like that. Yo, we in here. I'm like, yo, save all that footage. Guys, we got Chris Statler defeating the returning Penelope Ford. She was gone for a couple weeks due to some illness. So now that she's back, Chris Statler.
Can I ask you one question about her?
Go.
Did she look good?
Who?
For some reason, regardless of the fact that let's just keep it funky. Penelope Ford has no ass. Okay, let me just say that she has no ass, but she really looked good during that match. When she came out, the new look with the cornrows, compared to her hair being out, like she just looked really tasty. But then Chris Statlander came out and she's just thick as shit, bro. And I was like, God damn. Yo, bro, what's up with Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan and Dusty? Like, I get itches when I see these females because it's like y'all be signing these real badass honeys, bro. Like, I'm sorry, like, like these girls that are coming in here got bodies for days, bro, and I mean for days. And it's like every time you turn around, every new female that comes into the mix is stacked, bro. If they ain't got no tits, they got an ass. If they ain't got no ass, they got tits. And then there's some that got both. And you're like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And you turn on WWE and they ain't nothing. I'm like, God damn, bro. I'm like, damn, bro. What kind of water was
they got nothing. What you mean? They got Barbie doll girls. They got they got Mandy. They got
okay. Yeah, they got a couple standouts between Sasha and Bianca. Okay,
they got pretty well. That's what before WWE. It just they don't got the 3-in-1 factor. Maybe some of them do, but not majority of the talent over there. They're not. I mean, like I said, they don't got these three factors: the looks, the promos, and the moves. And they're all fucking three. They'd be unstoppable. But there's only a few of them there that do. The rest of them don't. What you're basically saying is AEW has maybe 2 out of 3s, before WWE's 1 out of 3.
Right. And the thing that the reason why I said that is because of the fact that you also got to think about it. All of the good looking females, except for maybe like a handful, are taken. Think about it. You think about all the girls that really look dope. The Bianca Belairs, the NXT Women's Champion. She ain't got no tits, but she's got a nice ass on her. Okay.
Raquel Gonzalez?
You look at Aaron, huh?
Raquel Gonzalez?
Yeah, because she's dating Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these women that really are like the eye catchers are taken. They're taken. So it's not like, I'm not saying that's not in AEW, but see, in AEW, you're not going to know that unless They want that to be known. They're keeping this shit a fucking secret. That's the beauty behind it. Let us fantasize about this shit. They're giving us the opportunity to drool over these women instead of us being like, yeah, she's dope, but that's Braun's girl. Or that's Montez Ford's wife. Or that's so-and-so. Like, nobody knew Mickie James was married until after she left the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she was a badass little, thick ass little country type woman until she left. And that's when all her business came out. Now everything's out in the open, but AEW, how they handle their women's division is perfect, bro. Their women are bad, bro. Like, what's that crazy chick that comes in with the crazy ass fucking eyes and she looks like a fucking zombie and shit like that? And
Abaddon?
Got one. Yo, bro, you ever seen her without no makeup?
Yeah, of course.
Dope ass shit, bro. Sharp ass fan.
Why do you think your cousin has so many fantasy wet dream women out there?
Because he's a hoe. He's a slut. You know what I'm saying?
How he steals, like, yo, listen. If you see half the shit that your cousin be sending me about whatever people and women that like he sees and shit like that, but you understand.
Yo, bro, he's a slut. He's a slut. I can't take anything away from his slutty ways, bro. But he's a slut. But at the end of the day, he's right though.
No,
he's right.
He's a whore.
You don't see him do
he's
that.
not a slut. He's a whore.
Okay,
he's a man whore.
Yeah, he's kind of both though. No bullshit. He's kind of both. So I mean,
he's a Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah, there you go. Not Deuce. He's a Dukes. He's a Dukes Bigelow. Okay?
Dukes Bigelow. Okay, Dukes. You got a new tag name, man. Dukes Bigelow.
Dukes Bigelow. He's a Dukes Bigelow. So it's like I get what you're saying, bro. Like every time he turns around, he's showing me a picture, and I'm like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Oh, that's so and so from where? AEW. She might be signed into AEW." I'm like, "What? All these females are going to AEW, bro. What's in that fucking water?" That's yo, you laughing, but let's be honest.
I'm laughing because this is comical to me. Yeah, this is.
I know.
This come out of your mouth in like God knows when. Since I don't know what the last woman that like we actually went hardcore for besides Jade Cargill's abs. That was the one I said, and I quote, "I throw some French vanilla ice cream and watch them things melt."
Bro, she is Adonis, bro. No bullshit. She is an Adonis. And my question to you and Warren is, if she were to go to AEW,
WWE got Warren again. He's working his connectivity issues, but he'll again whenever he can.
Well, let me ask you: if Jade Cargill did not go to AEW, would she have been that big of a star in WWE? Who would she go against in WWE?
Key question is, would WWE even pick her up, or could Jade Cargill just went into bodybuilding for right now, and then worked her ass and then get one of these other companies that didn't really have that resume to be I'm a big ass fucking specimen, fucking China, if anything.
Right.
So to that question, if she would have ever end up in WWE, can I see that? I would want to, but they're not gonna let her be the body specialist because she doesn't have the height for all that. Raquel is tall and built, so I understand why they built her to be this big, rough and tough monster. They're gonna look at your size and already decrypt you as that. Hence, going to AEW, they're going to see, well, what are you good at? And let's see with the positives and hide the weaknesses from it.
So do you think AEW has a better way of helping out the women?
They have a better way to approach it, how to create stars.
Okay, I'll take that.
Because Darby Allin is one enigma that's tackling the emo gothic demographic people for watching wrestling. Jungle Boy, the heartthrob Jungle Man. What white girl, and not to be racial here, what girl between age 18 to 49 that watches wrestling would say, I will fuck Jungle Boy? Their gimmicks to getting them over because their character plays the part, and that's what attracts certain demographic of the audience.
But you also understand, Jungle Boy comes from a prestige of his own outside of wrestling because of who his
That
daddy
too.
was.
I mean, that too. But for
His
people
daddy was
that
a
don't
heartthrob
know
in the
it,
90s, bro.
yeah. But for people that don't know and just look at him like, oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that he's one of Lou Perry's kids, but he's doing wrestling. So it's like, oh shit. So some of these famous ass kids don't have to go and be movie stars and TV actors. They chose their own destiny. That's what that tells me. He chose it. He chose to be a wrestler. He didn't. Otherwise, he would have seen it on TV.
I don't think he would have. I don't think he
Regardless,
would have
maybe.
worked on TV. No, I know you're right,
I
but I
know
think
he
he did
would
a
have.
smart thing.
He would have.
To be honest with you, I have a problem with kind of second generational stars trying to follow in their dad's footsteps when it comes to certain things. Unless you're a professional athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen in the NFL draft where a lot of our former superstars that, NFL stars that were in the league whose sons have now taken over and come in the league to carry the name. But as far as wrestling, we've seen that not too many second generation or third generation wrestlers really get that shine the way that they're supposed to. The only top one that I could say that really kind of made their impact in wrestling, even though it was handed to him, was Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else really had to grind. You saw how they did Dusty Rhodes. His shit was the whole Gold Dust shit, which really helped in that era. So I'm not going to take that away from him because it was what was needed. And it like you said, that cultural thing where you can, for those that were battling their sexuality and didn't know how they could fit in, Dusty Rhodes kind of gave that opportunity for people who, were gay or bisexual or whatever to kind of enjoy wrestling and find entertainment within it. But then you got guys like Cody Rhodes who is a great wrestler, but then he had to follow in suit with his brother, and you saw how they treated him until the point where they left. So a lot of these second and third generational superstars really don't, unless they're really loved by Vince McMahon, they're not going to get nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that kind of pisses me off compared to AEW, where, okay, this is who you come from, so let's see what you got. And then if you can prove to us that you're worth it, then we'll work with you and put you in the right direction. That's the reason why I catered to AEW, because like you said, when it comes to the women's division, they make stars. That's what AEW is doing. They're making pro wrestling stars, people that we can enjoy and talk about for ages and years to come. I don't see that in WWE no more. I see a conglomerate global market that's making future movie stars and entertainers and people who just want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? When's the next time you might see someone get cut in WWE compared to AEW?
You might never know, but still, as of right now, we can't make it. We can't make any determinations about any company right now because all these companies right now are just trying to stay the fuck up. War always to fuck back up again. Until then, I can't even answer that. But I gotta move forward. And Warren's going to jump back in here in a minute. Anyway, we got the Factory, QT Marshall's action, defeating the Nightmare Family in a 6-man tag. After the match was over, the Factory and the Gun Club brawled it out. QT Marshall tried to escape back to the bus, which was the bus that they pulled up in, and Gala was the American Nightmare bus, Cody's old bus. But as he's trying to escape back to the bus, he gets attacked by the returning Cody Rhodes, looking like he gained about 10 pounds of muscle during his absence. And when after QT Marshall gets on top of the bus. Cody follows him and pushes him in the figure for a leg lock. Posts it up. I'm gonna call him mid-card killer. I'm gonna call Cody Rhodes officially the mid-card killer. It seems like anytime when he's wrestling anyone, he seems to never really lose. And he's facing all these mid-card guys, and he's putting himself over. And this is when it comes to of one's wielding in his hands. And sometimes And sometimes sometimes the heavy, sometimes the crown outweighs the heavy. The crown outweighs the carrier. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Next, finally, and I'm happy for this, Miro finally fucking attacks Kip Sabian, the door in his hand. Miro then told Kip that he forgives him. Yes. Finally, we get this whole thing part. Miro goes off of his own. Now he goes after championship gold, and he's the monster that we've been waiting for. About fucking time. I didn't like the whole Kip Sabian and Miro thing, and I thank God that that's over. John Moxley was IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship against Yuji Nagata. Yes, in 2 weeks on Dynamite. Oh my God, I can't wait.
You're looking forward to that?
Yes, I am looking forward to this.
Okay.
Only reason why I'm looking forward to it because you got IWGP belt being defended on American soil in another company. So my question is, who's going to be the booker of this match and what's going to happen?
I think who was I can't pronounce the other dude's name.
Yuji Nagata.
Okay, so Nagata.
He is a motherfucking legend. If you do not know who the fuck Nagata is, if you guys who have New Japan Pro Wrestling back in the day, and whoever played Fire Pro Wrestling, you should know his name.
Yeah, he's a beast. I give him that. He is a beast.
He is a motherfucking legend.
I see him getting the title back. But I also see him breaking ground, and after this coming Wednesday, I can see where that door for New Japan to really allow the wrestlers to kind of appear and make surprises, to where they can start a beef here on American soil and bring it back over to New Japan, which solidifies like the cross brand.
You mean the Forbidden Door?
Yes. I forgot. I don't know if it was you that posted it in the group about WWE opening that Forbidden Door, but
which we'll get to that in a little bit too. Don't spoil for the other ones. Keep going.
But I want to say that's kind of like a copycat from AEW, because AEW was the first one to do that by crossing that line with Impact, and then making those deals. First making the deal with New Japan, and then crossing the lines and breaking that wall with Impact to now allow not only wrestlers to come together, but now you have people winning multiple titles and shit like that. So you're giving the door and windows for those that have not had the opportunity to be seen on multiple levels. You know what I'm saying? So this is really groundbreaking right now for the wrestling industry. And if they pull it off right, which I know AEW will, because you got Moxley, who's really been the catalyst for that aggression and what's needed, because everybody likes that. And then to get the legend Nagata to come in and to go after what was his, that's a recipe for a delicious 4-course meal, bro. And I'm like you. I can't wait, because I want to see the intensity. I want to see how this is going to play. I just don't want the ending to be dried like how we expected when Moxley and what's his name, Kenny Omega, with their whole exploding barbed wire match. Like, it was good, but then the ending was all shitty and dumb. Like, if you're gonna start off strong, finish stronger. And I kind of feel like they're gonna do this now, considering they learned from their mistakes, hopefully. But who knows? But I'm kind of with you on this. I'm glad to see that barrier being crossed and that line being thrown to the side, because it's long overdue, bro. It's long overdue, bro. We all been waiting for shit like this to happen.
Not least the main event, which was Darby Allin, the weekly TNT Championship title defense. Darby Allin defeats number 10 to retain the TNT Championship. Dark Artist is for the belt and lost. Darby Allin pays tribute to Brody Lee. Yes, my exalted one. God rest his soul. After the match, then Ethan Page then comes out to distract Darby. Then Scorpio Sky attacks Darby from behind, and Scott, who's seen trying to come out trying to make the save, but end up laying the both of them down. And then this led to Lance Archer coming out to make the save for Darby and Sting. And that's how they end the show. I don't know what the fuck to even begin. I said this tirade before, so I'm not going to do it again. I said my piece on Lance Archer. Tony Khan, this is strike 2. What the fuck are we getting here? Are we seeing the baby face or are we seeing the heel? I can't between this. I can't. They're already doing that to Rhea Ripley on Raw. I don't need to see this shit here. He's either one or the other, man. Solidify it. Like, that's all I've been fucking asking for the last 2 weeks. But now, at least Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, they're going to get some opportunity. They're going to get some shine on some TV time, even though clearly, if you guys been watching Elevation and Dark, you'll see them more on there, building up their wings and shit like that before they come to television to do angles and segments that actually does matter. So hence the whole why Scorpio Sky hasn't been on AEW Dynamite in so many weeks, because he's already doing Elevation and Dark, which you can watch those on YouTube Mondays at 7 and Tuesdays at 7. So there's more AEW content out there, folks. Just keep watching. It's on digital platforms now. So whoever got cable is only going to watch the particular one, unless you have Roku, like the fuck I do that. You can go on YouTube and watch, both of them.
They can go on their phone. They didn't get put it on the TV. You got YouTube on your phone, people. Like, you can watch it and pay attention to it. I mean, my thing is this: I'm a little bit disappointed with the ending. I like Scorpio Sky, but I think him teaming up again with somebody is just setting him back. I mean, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I mean, he went through all this already with SCU, and then being back and forth with it. You finally get the opportunity to be your own entity and set the standard for yourself. You did it. It worked out for you. You lost the TNT. You lost to Darby Allin, and then you went rogue. And then by you going rogue, you didn't stand on your own. You're building another tag team. It's like, bro, come on. Like I somewhat understand what you're doing, but I'm not fucking with it. Because it's like the attack that you made on the show, it looked weak. I'm sorry, it looked weak. It looked like you're in a heel tag team again, and it's like this individual that really broke out, last year heading into this year is no longer. Now you're right back to square one. So that means now you're going through the same process all over again with your partner who's going to get that shine. And then once he gets that shine, then where does that stand for you? How many more tag teams are you going to go through before you finally really decide to focus on your individual career? Like, okay, you gave Sting the toe lock or the ankle lock or the heel lock, whatever you want to call it, but that shit was weak, bro. It was weak. And the person that did the attack or the person that did the most wasn't even you, it was the other person. And I get it, but it's like, come on, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. Like, Scorpio Sky, I'm sorry, you're disappointing me, and I really have high respect and admiration for you becoming a individual wrestler. But you're fucking me up with this whole tag team shit that you're doing right now. It's just not. It's not working. It's not working with me, bro. I don't like it. I just don't. I don't. I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He just looks mad weak, bro. He looks like he's a bodyguard. You understand? You see him sitting up there in the stands, and he's just sitting back, laid back. He's pointing. The other dude's pointing. What's the other dude's name? Skyler?
Scorpio Sky?
No, not. What's the other dude that he was helping attack with?
Lance Archer?
No. So the attack on Sting and Darby Allin, it was
Oh,
two
Ethan
dudes.
Page.
Okay, Ethan Page. Ethan Page looks like he's the one that runs the shit. You get what I'm saying? Like you're just another catalyst to another man's success. Why? Why, Scorpio? You already made a name for yourself. So why would you do that to yourself all over again? You can't be strong on your own? Or what is it? That's the problem that I'm having right now. I just don't like it, bro. And I feel like he's gonna get the shit end of the stick. And then before you know it, we're gonna be seeing a frustrated, angry ass fucking Scorpio Sky like I should have never did this, but you did it to yourself, bitch. So therefore I don't care.
Wow.
So
Okay. Let's move to last night's Friday night SmackDown that happened last night.
mm-hmm.
And Warren officially got his OTTR shirt in the mail. All right. That's good. So I gotta wait for him to send me that video back. Last night, Friday Night SmackDown, though. Yeah, we opened up with the SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair coming out, open up the show. Then you get the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode coming out trying to make their point cross. Then the Street Profits come out and all sort of stuff. Then, yeah, we get the Street Profits defeating. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me, I forgot. Bayley came out too, and then she just comes in, laughing on the microphone face, and this ends up being a intergender six-man/woman match, which ended up being Bianca Belair and the Street Profits end up defeating Bayley and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Dolph Ziggler. I don't know what to say about the whole Robert Roode and Dolph Championship part. All right, yeah, we're back. Fuck you, WWE, for kicking us out, man. Especially when I was trying to hype up this goddamn match between Bianca Belair and Bayley. Jesus Christ. Y'all trash for that, man. So y'all get no respect for that. I was trying to hype y'all motherfuckers up. See, I didn't say we be saying something. Why the fuck you cut me off? Anyway, next week SmackDown, back edition of SmackDown. So we're going to take a trip back to 1999 on this one. And Tamina defeating the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Nia Jax and Nia Jax Shayna Baszler. I don't know. Nia Jax and Tamina, stupid. Aleister Black, the next chapter of his book, Reality. And how you feel about this? I don't know. So stagnant.
About which one, the Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax?
No, I'm talking about Aleister Black.
I'm kind of glad that he's back, but it's like I don't know the angle at which they're trying to go with him. Like you're trying to make him seem like this dark Professor X type individual who's just like you trying to give him the X-Men role, like the sophisticated kicking ass machine, or I don't know your I don't know where they're going with this. This is like a mystery right now. I just hope that they figure it out fast, because if not, it's like you're gonna lose all over again, and then it's just gonna look like a joke, and then you probably might cut him again. So it's like, can you please just like cut the bullshit and get straight to the point with Aleister Black so we can see him in action?
Could be a one last hurrah or a career defining moment. We'll just see what happens in due time. We got one of the two matches that I was actually excited for, but with a crappy ending. We get Big E defeated Apollo Crews via DQ. So he won the match, but he's not the Intercontinental Championship. He's not the Intercontinental Champion. After Commander Aziz. And so bid for Cruz retained the belt because, of course, you can't win the belt by disqualification. After the match was over, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out and everyone started brawling the fuck out. Sami comes to try to get one. Commander Aziz, and Sami comes out and however kick him in the face. Then we see a little in the Intercontinental Championship looking at it, and then you see Apollo and Aziz looking at him like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, oh, you start trying to set off, try to placate, you know what I'm saying, lift up their arms of victory, but then you see Aziz just attack them and nail him right in the face with a Nigerian nail to the, which is like a dumb, I don't know what the fuck they were going to call it back then for Umaga, but this whole thumb thing, or I don't know, but and he ended up taking them out with that. So apparently Aziz may be big, but he's not stupid, so he knows his role. Seth Rollins challenges Cesaro to a rematch on next week's SmackDown. Cesaro accepts. Then the match that we've all been waiting for: Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, Universal Champion. If Daniel Bryan loses, he's banned from SmackDown forever. Which after the grueling half an hour match, your head of the table, your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, defeats Daniel Universal Championship. Roman debuted a new theme song that night, though. What you think about it?
Actually, I love it. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought it was dope.
All right. Yeah, they really hit the nail on the coffin with this one. I commend WWE for really putting full thought and detail into Roman Reigns in this story. I feel like they're investing in it the right way. And I feel like each week they're really taking their time in building who he is. So that's it's surprising. It's very surprising because it's been a long time since WWE has invested in a storyline of a wrestler like this, since like Undertaker or John Cena. They didn't really do shit like this with Edge, but it was more on the likes of like they're really paying attention to Roman and what he means for the show and the company. So I'm the music fits. Let's just put it like that. It fits him. It fits the character, and it fits the storyline because it's like it's not your typical WWE music type shit. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like it just seems like he really asked one of his boys to make a theme song, and the shit just works, bro. It's surprising because we know how WWE goes with their music. It's usually generic. It's usually some elevated rock shit or someone trying to come out with a new EP, but they really took the time to find the music to identify with Roman and his character and his story. So kudos. I give props to WWE for this one. They really are doing a fantastic job with Roman and this whole head of the table type shit.
Moving on from that. Okay. So finally debuts the damn song tonight. Reigns made Dan Bryan pass the guilty chokehold to win the match. Reigns and brought Chance into the ring and hits Bryan with a concerto, but Cesaro made the save to attack Reigns. Then Jey Uso come out of nowhere, jumped on Cesaro, and they took up the Swiss Superman. Reigns ended the show by hitting Bryan with the concerto. Bryan's now it's officially over. And that was last night's Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, let me just say this. Shout out to Daniel Bryan. I think Dude said it last night, and I kind of agree with him. I think this is her last hurrah on the main shows, and I think what they're going to do is kind of send him down to NXT to where he can help out the young talent before he officially fades out. And I know I didn't mention anything earlier about the other matches, but let me just say this and then we can go on from there. The first segment of SmackDown, I enjoyed it. Let me just say I'm happy and pleased at the fact that SmackDown and the people that are running SmackDown are allowing their wrestlers to really kind of be more creative than the motherfuckers on Raw. Um, because you're starting to see people's real like real emotions, and you see more athleticism and more energy on SmackDown than you do Raw. I hate to say it, Raw it has really taken over SmackDown. Um, and that first segment with uh, Bianca Belair and what's her name, Bailey. First of all, Bailey's ass has grown. Can I just say that her booty has become very, very thick, and she has gotten thick, and it's insane. Um, but then the whole camaraderie between Bianca Belair and the Street Profits, we all know Montez Ford is her husband, and then for them to like come out and all dress alike, and then you got the Dirty Dogs and the whole night. I like this. I like this. I like the fact that even Bianca Belair tried to fuck up Dolph Ziggler and the whole nine, and Rude, and giving them the whiplash with the hairpiece and the whole nine. And shouts out to Montez Ford for his pure height and athleticism. That motherfucker got some hops. I feel like if he could jump out the ring, he could jump. Like if he could jump out the building and just land on his feet, like he'd be Superman right now. He'd be like the black superhero. Like his athleticism is freakish. I don't know how he do it, but God bless his soul and his hard work ethic. But him and what's the other dude's name? Tag team partner.
Uh, what's it? Dash Hawkins.
Yeah, Hawkins. Okay, so Hawkins, he's a huge asset, and then you're bringing in the wife slash sister-in-law into the mix. You got this trio, and it's beautiful. I think this is the first time that WWE has allowed like a family trio kind of intertwine and kind of build this chemistry amongst the three of them to where you can see three people who are really family become champions, all under one brand or all under one show. That's groundbreaking. Secondly, it'll be more groundbreaking because they're African American. And I know people are tired of hearing it, but you also have to understand not too many black athletes have won titles in the WWE as prestige as the tag team titles in the women's title. So, you take Sasha Banks out of the equation. When's the last time we seen a black women's champion? So it's not saying it's beyond passing of the torch, but it's a blessing to see that people are being put in the right spots on SmackDown. Didn't say Raw, but just on SmackDown. So it's I like this. I like what SmackDown is literally doing from beginning to end. So please keep up the good work. Now my thing with Nia Jax and that whole Shayna Baszler and Tamina and Natalia, I'm happy that they lost. I really am. I am so happy that they lost because I'm over it. I'm overseeing these girls with these titles thinking like they're unbeatable. And for once, they made Tamina look the way that she's supposed to be looking for years. She's finally coming into her dominance, and she's not afraid. Now, my only thing is, I wish that she just get her fucking lower half stronger so she could pick up Nia Jax and slam that big bitch. That's it. Other than that, I don't have no problems with the show. I don't have nothing else against anything else, but just what they need to do is just strengthen up Tamina's legs. It should be fine. We know she's had history with her knees and shit like that, but if she can fix that shit, bro, I'm telling you, they're gonna be champs for a while. They might not hold it as long as Baszler and Nia Jax, but they're going to be they're going to be champs real soon. They might be champs come backlash.
That's it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
So I'm more than like happy with that outcome. So, but SmackDown has proven themselves to be bigger than Raw, and yeah, I enjoy it. Good show. Great week though. It's a great week for wrestling.
Okay. Let's quickly get into the microphone. Former Nation Domination Group, Mark Henry, and Kamal Mustafa will all be under one roof. Doing an independent show. We're doing an independent show coming up soon. Excuse me.
They're gonna be wrestling.
They'll more likely they're probably going to make an appearance. I say that they're really going to be doing any wrestling. Oh, excuse me, Adila Brown will be there too. At February 26, 2020's mega event QPW Super Slam 3 and Doha Doha Cater. So other members of the nation will also be there live, who are still alive are not going to make it through, of course. Should be about 20,000 fans. Yeah, but there's also famous names too: Bret Hart, Sting, Booker T, Eric Bischoff, John Moxley / Dean Ambrose, EC3, Brian Cage, Sammy Guevara. What's up, y'all, ladies and gentlemen? This is part 3 of the weekly recapping news. As I was really interrupted by WWE, cut up my microphone and Uncle Fast's microphone. I was just going to get into the news and recap before it even ends. So I just want to just get quickly into Impact Wrestling's Rebellion pay-per-view with the return of Big Cass coming back Del Morrisley. Coming out, taking the place of Eric Young because he had suffered an injury, and he was a mystery partner for that. And Kenny Omega ended up, Jordan Grace and her tag team partner ended up becoming the new Knockout Tag Team Champions, and many more, as you could see. Also, fun fact: Kenny Omega had defeated Rick Swann to become the new Impact Wrestling Champion. So now he's holding both AEW World Heavyweight Champion and Impact World Heavyweight Champion as the title collector continues. Kurt Angle had turned down the idea of going over to AEW. So we kind of see that happen before. Just to give you a quick recap on NXT's viewership. NXT this past week has 744,000 viewers, 0.22 rating in the 18-49 demographic, which was down from last week's 841,000 viewers, 0.23 rating in a 18 to 49 demographic as well. So just to give y'all a quick update. And as for AEW had 889,000 viewers with a 0.33 rating percent in the 18 to 49 demographic, which was down from last week's 1.1 million viewers with a 0.37 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. So good numbers for both. Kind of expected a little bit more. Also, we have The Miz vouching to try to, he wants part of the next Mortal Kombat movie to play as Johnny Cage. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but if this is what's going to get him, if WWE, as I said earlier in the episode, if WWE really pulls the trigger on this, and he gets over as a movie star, can Miz be the next person to be on the same plateau as The Rock, Stone Cold, and John Cena as far as movie actors, or do you see someone else in WWE getting that? Let's see what happens there. Tom Lawler, if we turn this over to New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, their 1 hour weekly show that they have too, Tom Lawler had defeated Brody King to win the New Japan Pro Wrestling Cup Openweight Championship. So now, if you guys been paying attention to New Japan Pro Wrestling's 1 hour weekly show, you'd be highly surprised. Believe me. Oh, and also in real important news, AEW Dynamite could be forced to move to a different night, either Mondays or Fridays, because Turner Sports Network has just officially shut down. So now hockey has been bought. The NHL and TNT have has signed a deal for $275 million. So now in the NHL will now be broadcasting on TNT now coming soon. So what does that mean for AEW Dynamite? As far as we know, we can't tell. One potential move that they could do is move to Fridays. I would highly suggest, and this is for me, I would highly suggest if you guys do that, have AEW go on after Friday Night SmackDown. So at least you got the leftover fans that are wrestling fans going to tune in and turn into TNT to watch AEW. And then you have a pretty raunchier program by that time, because what demographic is really going to be watching wrestling from 10 p.m. to midnight? That I can actually see happen. So I actually would like to see this happen. That could be good for both. For us Massachusetts fans up here, Miss Samantha Irvin has been officially signed to WWE, and they're going to be the newest announcer. She'll be announcing for 205 Live. She's a singer. She appeared on American Got Talent, and I Can See Your Voice. Congratulations, girl. I hear you on that. You know what I'm saying? The major discussion that there was a major discussion that I had backstage during Monday Night Raw about the USC 261 pay-per-view having fans, and when could that apply for wrestling. Next, we got the full release list of the Dark Side of the Ring Season 3 being revealed. There's going to be 6 to 8 episodes, so I cannot wait. May 6th, Vice TV, I'm going to be all over that damn thing. Oh, and you want to know why we haven't seen anything from AJ Styles and Almost? Because they've been on vacation for the last couple of weeks. That's why we haven't seen the Raw Tag Team Championship, but now we're going to get them to appear on the bump, which should already happen, or should already be on Peacock right about now, so go check that out. Sadie Gibbs, AEW wrestler, has officially retired from wrestling. Bret Hart accuses Triple H of backstabbing Ken Shamrock back in the day. Jason Jordan gets a big promotion in WWE, so basically he's going to be a backstage producer as John Laurinaitis comes back and he takes being part of talent relations again. Bigger news in this: the Supreme Court refused to hear concussion lawsuit appeals against WWE attorneys commented. So damn, that sucks. That really sucks. Imagine you, who work for WWE, you give it your all, you go through countless nights and days wrestling for one man because of something that you love and a job that you get paid for, and you get hurt, and now years later a judge won't even want to hear this. That's sad, man. And that's people like Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Viscera. There's a few others that have suffered life-threatening injuries in the ring, and now they can't get justice. That's fucked up, man. That's so sad. But on the good note, we got MLW. MLW is now signed, inking a deal to premiere on Vice TV on Saturday at noon, which is great, which is actually today. That actually happened a couple hours ago. There was a comment that was made during a God TV podcast. Former champion Mickie James said that a WWE official told her that women's wrestling doesn't make money. Do y'all believe that? I don't know. Next, we got Summer Rae becoming an executive in the cryptocurrency company. She has officially joined the Cornerstone Global Management LLC company as executive. All these big players are making some big moves. When it comes to the cryptocurrency now. So be on the lookout for that, man. For real. Keep watching. What else have I haven't missed? Oh, we got Andrade making his first booking debut versus Alberto Del Rio, confirmed for July 31st. And they're going to be facing off at a pro wrestling event in McAllen, Texas on July 31st. So just to let you guys know. Oh, in a Hugo And Hugo, one of the Spanish announcers, also had made some comments about the company and how they were built. WWE, Daniel Bryan pushes for WWE superstars to wrestle for other companies, and which we're about to get into in a few seconds. Also, one good note: Bret Hart says that Triple H wanted to ruin The Rock back then. I'll see what happens with that. And yes, the rumor was true. Triple H had announced that the rumor are true. We are beyond proud to announce that the Forbidden Door has opened as WWE NXT is officially partnered with MLW. The future looks bright for this partnership. Reminds me of ECW in the 90s. How you guys feel about that? Let's get into. Let's see what happens with that. I'm happy. Let's see. Let's really see what happens with this. And they're gonna do the same thing like they did with Evolve. I can see that happen. El Phantasmo is gonna debut for Impact Wrestling very soon in the next week. Let's fucking go. Let's go with this. And also, happy 64th birthday to the CEO and founder of Stardom, Rosie Ogawa. Excuse my Oh, and last but not least, one news that there's several reports surfacing that Tessa Blanchard and her husband are in negotiations and talking close to signing with AEW. Yeah, that's all the news that's all news and rumors that I got for y'all today. Thank you guys for watching. Fuck you, WWE, for keep cutting my fucking microphone twice. Or two people, including myself. I was trying to hype you guys up. You didn't let me get the fucking opportunity, so fuck you, cocksucker. Anyway, like I said, follow us everywhere. YouTube, Anchor Podcast, Google Podcast, Radio Public Podcast, Spotify, Podbean, every multiple podcast platform that we are. Just tune in, hit that play, listen to what we guys say, skim through it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get this thing rocking and rolling. Help us get those numbers up, man. We ain't no Joe Biden's over here. Pause. Anyway, I'm Blackheart. We'll catch y'all next week. I know Uncle Fast was in the same day too. And go follow the special guest that was on today's episode, which was Warren Marlowe. He has a podcast, Buzzing with Marlowe, where he has special guests coming on. He talking about his life as a husband, as a father, and as an independent wrestler, coming back and forth into the world and just trying to find his footing. So please go support homie on his podcast, man. Buzzing with Marlowe, available everywhere on podcast platforms combined. As for me, Shislansky, I bid y'all adieu as I'm here coveting my beautiful OTTR championship. So yes, Cyber Mike, I'll see you on May 20th. Backlash. Peace. OTTR. Catch y'all next week.